Hello guys, so in the previous video we learned how you can select all the countries from the database, and as you can see here I have the function and it's returning the array of countries and the error. Okay, so in today's video I want us to add a new function to our utils so that the user can be able to select a given country by ID. As we saw when you're creating the tables, we created a countries table and we have this ID. Of course, it's a unique ID for each country we add, and of course these are the list of countries that we have added. So I'm just going to add a new function here to get a country by ID. I'm just going to call it func find by ID. Of course, we reference the database. Then we have to define the ID. It's going to be an integer. Then after getting the ID, we're going to return the country. It's a single country. Then error for the purpose of error handling. So the first thing, of course, as usual, we're going to define our query. Then we're going to say select. Of course, you can select all, but in this case, we can just say select ID and to select a given number of select ID, name, population, from, so that I'm going to return the ID, the name, and the population of countries. Then I'm going to use where ID is to that. Okay. Then after doing this, I'm going to supply the, remember the ID is going to be supplied from here. Okay. I'm going to run the query, and of course it's going to return a single row. Then it's going to say query row. Okay, query row. Then I'm going to supply the query and the ID that is going to be supplied by the user. I'm going to define my models. Models.country, of course, this is going to be for a single one. And then I'm going to scan. I'm going to scan through the rows. Scan, and of course, it's going to start with the ID. ID. C dot. I think it should be name. Then we have C dot population, so that we can make sure that we are capturing the right data, of course, using the, now I don't need population, just need the ID, name, and population. Then I'm going to handle this error, so that I'm going to say C error not equal to nil. Because if error is not equal to nil, it's not equal to nil, what I'm going to do now, in this case, of course, I can just return the error. Okay, now since here we are returning the country and the error, I want to, if there's an error, I should not return any country, of course. And then I'm going to say the error, can just say maybe FLT, that I can format it. You can format the error F. Then I say no country with ID. Then I'm going to supply the ID that was sent, so that in case there is an error, we're going to return any country. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to country with no error if there is a country exists. Okay. Then I can come back here, and then instead of finding all, to find an ID. Then I'm going to supply an ID of 4, and now we're returning a single country. Now remember, here we only have 3. For testing purposes, I'm just going to do this, and then I can maybe get rid of this. Then I can try running this. First, let me run it with 2, because my second country is Tanzania. I can run this. Is unused, because we're supposed to handle that error. So if not equal to nil, print ln plus r, then I'm going to return. I can run this function. Let me see this country Tanzania population, because that is the second country with an ID of 2. Now I'm going to delete this. Then I'm going to run it with an ID of 4. An ID of 4. No country with ID 4. That's awesome. Basically, we are handling errors so well, so that if an ID that does not exist is provided, and as well as return that. So in this case, this error is only being handled in the case whereby there is no ID that may be provided. There are various cases whereby you've provided invalid ID, so maybe you can add a case here. Instead of just saying that, I can say if r equals to SQL no rows. So that's in the case whereby we haven't found no rows. Let's return this. Else we're going to return nil, return the error. No country that I did. Let me try running this to ensure that it's working. Delete this, because I can be deleting this DB every time I run it. So country, and then let's provide a valid country to ensure that it's working. To delete this again. Yes, and it's working. So guys, that's it for this video, and then we're going to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.